Jake Asman Show will begin shortly. Thanks to all these great Patreon members who help support the show. Get your super chats ready. Jake will be here in just a moment. If you love the New York Jets, this is the place to be. And now, the Jake Asman Show.
Today, we're breaking down the state of the New York Jets, plus how the New York Jets get covered both locally and nationally with someone who knows both those aspects, both those vantage points incredibly well. Jamie Stuart from Newsday is going to join us. So Jet fans, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and let's, of course, hit it and get it started. Man, our Jets are primed for a historic season.
Can you say why America is the greatest country in the world?
The New York Jets.
We bleed Jets green each and every day. This is not the same old Jets. We have Aaron freaking Rodgers. We have Garrett Wilson. Let's go. We have Breece Hall. Please subscribe and hit the like button below. Super chat, baby. Cut the line. We have Sauce Gardner. We have Quinnen Williams. The Jets bandwagon is loaded. Now it's time to talk all things New York Jets. It's the Jake Asman Show. Here we go, Jet fans. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Thanks to everyone for joining us here on a Football Friday. Before we bring on today's guest, I want to announce that we are presented by Huga House. Huga House is dropping 4 brand new hats today. So head to the website at 12 p.m. Eastern. If it's not 12 p.m. Eastern by the time you're watching this video here on a Friday, use promo code ASMAN and you will get yourself 15% off on their brand new hats. So get the hat I'm wearing or any of the hats you see Rodgers rocking or Tyler Conklin rocking, or how about some other cross-sport stars like, I don't know, Shohei Ohtani or JT Realmuto, Kevin from The Office, Shane Gillis, and many other athletes and entertainers. Once again, it's HugaHouse.com, promo code ASMAN, and their deal still stands. Buy one hat at 15% off with code ASMAN. Second hat is 30% off. So check that out if you want some new hats here on this Friday. All right, joining us right now is someone I consider one of the best when it comes to covering and breaking down the New York Jets. He is a 6-time, I believe, Emmy Award winner. He's now with Newsday and Newsday Sports. Jamie Stewart joins us now. What's up, Jamie?
What's up, Jake? How are you, buddy? Thank you.
Did I get it right? 6-time Emmy Award winner?
I think it's either 6. I can't. It's 6 or 7. It's going to be 7 soon, though. I'll give you that.
I love it. So a lot of Jet fans probably remember you from your time with News 12. How long have you been with Newsday now?
So on and off for a few years at Newsday. Now, I'm not the Newsday Jets beat writer. That's Ally on his own. He does a fantastic job. So I do feature stories for Newsday. And obviously with News 12, I covered the Jets for 20-something years. So I don't want to speak for Newsday when I cover the Jets, obviously, when I talk about the Jets. But I certainly grew up a diehard Jets fan. And then, I think my first Jets press conference ever that I attended in a professional capacity was with Bill Parcells.
Wow.
And, I was so nervous. And my good friend Rich Cimini was still there. And I remember sitting there going, what am I doing here? This is unbelievable. And I mustered up the courage to ask him a question about the change in uniforms, which ironically, 27 years later, we're still talking about uniform changes. And he didn't bite my head off, and he gave me a good answer regarding why he wanted to change the culture and all that stuff. So diehard fan, been a reporter as well, features reporter for Newsday, doing sports and news and all that stuff. I love your Hawaiian Jets shirt. I'm definitely going to get one of those. It's summertime. Why not?
I love it. It's one of those days. So let's start with the positives on this Jets team, and then I want to kind of dive into, as I said at the top, how they're covered. How do you feel about this roster, the state of this team, about 25 days away from training camp getting underway?
Yeah, I think it's like everybody, for the most part, said, who they're not haters. This is the most talented Jets roster in 15 years or so, right? Absolutely. We can go over it, but it's been gone over ad nauseum. I don't think there are many holes on this roster. The big hole was the offensive line. On paper, that's certainly been taken care of. And all we can do right now is look at the Jets on paper, right? Everybody's like, well, on paper, but like my mom always said, if is the biggest word in the dictionary, right? If this guy stays healthy, if this guy stays healthy. The Jets have an extremely talented roster. There's no excuse for them not to make the playoffs.
When you look at the expectations, right? To me, at the bare minimum, it's make the playoffs. But I think there's a compelling argument to be made. Hey, you go 9-8, you make the playoffs, you lose in the wild card round. Like, that's not good enough either. So how do you view the expectations now for this team with Rodgers coming back from this injury?
It's rinse and repeat from a year ago. Maybe the expectations were a little too high when he first came last year, but I do think of the Jets. I think the Jets are one of those teams that if they can just get to the playoffs, the gauntlet is the 17 games. If they could actually, if we're fast forwarding to January and it's round one and the Jets with that defense and Aaron Rodgers and Breece Hall and Garrett Wilson, blah, 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 and they're on the road at Jacksonville, nobody's going to want to play the Jets. So they just have to get to the playoffs. But expectation-wise, 9-8 ain't cutting it. Like, stop. Like, you can't have all these talented guys and lose 8 games, especially when for the first time in a long time, I think the schedule actually favors the Jets. I think it's a pretty favorable schedule. The toughest game on the schedule is probably the first game, which I think they're going to lose. But after that, I mean, you had, Tennessee, New England, Denver. I think the Jets absolutely, if they lose 8 games, it is a failure of the season, and I think it would probably cost the head coach his job.
So I want to pull up the schedule right here because I agree with you. I've heard some try and say, oh, it's such a tough schedule, and I completely disagree with that. I'd rather play the Niners early if you're going to have to play them. You get that game out of the way, and then after that, I mean, if you just look at the quarterback advantage the Jets have in week 2, week 3, week 4, week 5, I think there's a compelling argument that the Jets should be 4-1 at the minimum going into that Monday night showdown against Josh Allen and the Bills in what would be week 6 of the season. I don't look at this schedule and say, wow, they got screwed. I mean, they play Thursday Night Football twice, but it's at least at home both times. 4 of your 6 primetime games are at home in general. You play Miami twice, but you play them in their building in December, so they don't have the advantage with the heat early on. You get them at home the last game of the year. Tua's never won a game when the temperature dips below 45 degrees. Look, there's some challenging games, no doubt, but I don't look at this schedule as any sort of excuse for the Jets. They got to go out there and win 10 or 11 games, make the playoffs, and let's go.
I mean, compare this schedule to last year's schedule. Last year's schedule was one of the toughest first 8 games I can ever remember the Jets having. Look at this schedule. Other than week 1, when are the Jets going to be underdogs going into these games? Like, when are they not going to be favored? I don't even know. Maybe when they go at Buffalo, or I mean, they're not going to be favored week 1, but they're favored against Tennessee. They're favored against New England. They're favored against the Broncos. They'll be favored against the Vikings. Bills are at home. If, unless things go horribly wrong, which it is the Jets, so that's always possible, they should be favored there at least by 1 or 2. Maybe Pittsburgh. I don't think so. Not New England. Texans at home. The Jets should win at least 10 games.
You mentioned Robert Saleh. How do you feel about the Jet head coach going into year 4?
I'm in the minority, I think, among Jets fans, because I don't kill Saleh yet, in the sense that he was brought here as a leader and the team is stuck together, and he is brought here as a defensive guy and the team has a top 5 defense. He has had the worst quarterback in the league since he's been here. They can't score touchdowns. They give the other team touchdowns. So is he a great coach? Not yet. Does he find a way like Belichick? Belichick won double-digit games at Matt Castle. Okay, he's not Belichick. Great. Tomlin finds a way to make the playoffs every year. Okay, he's not Tomlin, who's one of the best coaches in the league. But I want to at least give him a shot with an offense that averages 21 points. Let's just see it. But I do think he will be the fall guy if this does not go well. I actually, if the Jets go 9-8 or something and don't make the playoffs, I think he'll be gone. I don't think Joe Douglas would be gone. See, I think a lot of people say they're going to clean house. I can see Woody Johnson saying, listen, this is the most talented team we've had in a while. Joe's going to stay. Aaron's committed for another year. We need a different voice. Sorry, Robert. But I think the Jets are going to win 10 games, so we'll see.
Yeah, look, to me, I'm right there with you with Saleh. I'm not saying he's, Vince Lombardi, but I don't know how many coaches could have won more than what they've won the last 2 years given the quarterback play. Like, okay, he's not Mike Tomlin, but you know what? Like, as good as Mike Tomlin is, as we've seen with Pittsburgh, they get to the playoffs, they play a team with a better quarterback, and they get trounced. Like, there's only so far you could go with the level of quarterback play the Jets have had. And I've been showing this chart on the show the last couple of days because I think it just encapsulates just how bad the quarterback play has been for the Jets with Zach Wilson versus the rest of the league. This is from 2015. So we're going back a decade, minimum 1,000 plays in the NFL. It's based on efficiency. The bottom is completion percentage above expected. On the left side, it's EPA. And look where Zach Wilson is versus everyone else. Look where Zach Wilson is compared to even Sam Darnold, who wasn't very good. But if they had Sam Darnold level quarterback play in a lot of these games the last 2 years, they maybe are a playoff team. Like, that's just how bad it has been for the Jets.
Yeah, he's just almost off the screen, and it's just so sad because he's there, and then you look really quickly, and it's like Trevor Siemian, oh, he was a Jet. Darnold, oh, he was a Jet. I read about him. Flacco, well, he was a Jet. Yeah, it's the worst quarterback play the Jets have had in so long, and you know, as you know, they go back to Ryan Fitzpatrick the last time the Jets had one decent year. And I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen to Aaron Rodgers this year. I don't know if he's going to play 17 games. He wasn't great when he was in Green Bay in the last season. He certainly wasn't great when the Jets beat Green Bay and beat him. He didn't look that good. But you would think a rejuvenated Rodgers with this team, like you said, even if he's 23 touchdowns and 8 interceptions, that is insanely better than what they've had.
No doubt about that. And I really do think, like, with the way this team is built, where they could play with more leads, they can rely on Breece Hall. They don't need Aaron Rodgers to throw 40 times a game. Like, if Aaron Rodgers goes out there and throws 27, 28 touchdowns and has 10 or less interceptions, that's more than good enough with this defense, with the fact they have a really good kicker, really good punter. Like, they should be able to go out there and win 10 or 11 games with that type of production from Rodgers. Look, if he's the MVP of the league, they could be way better than that. But if he just plays like a top 10 to 12 quarterback, which I think is realistic, I think the Jets are going to have a really good season.
I think, you know, an interesting thing that I've been thinking about is what type of quarterback does Rodgers want to be? Does he still want to be, I'm going to light the league on fire, which, look, I don't know the guy, but from everything I've seen and heard, and I've listened to every interview he's done, I think he still wants to be that guy. I don't know if he can be. Does he want to, can he make that transition to John Elway with Terrell Davis, you know, where he makes some plays when he needs to, but he's not putting everything on his shoulder? Because in my opinion, this offense really should run through Breece Hall, through this new offensive line, and then Rodgers picks you apart right like that. If it's dropping Rodgers back 40 times a game, I have my doubts.
Hit the like button if you're tuning in live right now. We're talking with Jamie Stuart, longtime Jet fan. He's covered the Jets and New York sports for a very long time. He's now with Newsday. And of course, if you have a question for Jamie to respond to, write that in super chats. We'll cut the line. I want to ask you about the way the Jets are covered both locally and nationally. And because I think this Aaron Rodgers story with minicamp, I want your thoughts on that, is a perfect encapsulation of why Jet fans get so ticked off with the coverage of the team. Here's a guy for 2 years that has been at everything. He's taken the largest pay cut in professional sports history. His teammates voted him the Dennis Byrd Award winner for most inspirational. We saw how committed he was to the team, flying back and forth last year to be there and help Zach Wilson and be a leader. And he gets painted as a villain, a cancer, selfish, all the different things people in the media have said about this guy, all because he missed 2 days of minicamp, despite the fact he gave the Jets advance notice he wasn't going to be there, and he went to 10 of the 12 total practices. There's no difference, as you know, Jamie, between an OTA and a minicamp practice. It's just called something differently. So as someone who's been covering this team for a long time and sees both perspectives, what are your thoughts on the way the Jets are covered?
It's a good question. I mean, I think, well, first of all, look, Aaron Rodgers has his own media, the bias against him. So that immediately comes here. That you have people in the media who just do not like him and are chomping at the bit. They were waiting for Aaron Rodgers to miss a practice for whatever reason. So I agree. There is a bias there 100%. We all, I think, know that this has zero impact on the actual season. 2 days in June. Could the Jets have moved the camp? That's a different story. I heard some people say, oh, the Jets should have announced this a month ago and gotten ahead of it. I don't know if that's really true, if that's really smart, because then you would have had the players and everyone talking about it all the way for a month waiting for it. I think the Jets were like, you know what, we're just not going to say anything until it's going to be a 2-day story and be done with it. To answer your question, the Jets are a very unique team in the sense that they are the underdog. They are like, in the Charlie Brown of football and sports, but they don't get that like lovable loser media attraction like the Cubs, or like, people are rooting for them, even like the Lions. Like people are like, I like to see them do it finally. People don't want to see the Jets win, even though they've never won in 40 something years. I think it's a New York thing. And I do think it's also a fan base thing. The Jets have a huge fan base. And you love the fan base because every year, no matter how many times they get knocked down, they come back up with that exact same enthusiasm. Like, this is it. Let's do it. So also, I think in the way in the world that we're in now with clicks and everything and the hot takes, I just think people know that Jets fans on social media are going to get riled up in 2 seconds. That's why, Mike Florio has the Jets at 25th or whatever. They just know. Let's be honest, Jets fans, we're easily triggered. I mean, that's just the way it is. It's a complex. I mean, if it's true, I do think so. I do think there's a little bit of a bias against the Jets, and there's certainly a bias against Aaron Rodgers. On the flip side, as a reporter in the situation for 20-something years, the Jets have not done themselves many favors over the years. And you can certainly argue that they don't necessarily deserve a vote of confidence with some of the moves, or with a lot of the moves they've made over the years. So I think it's a little bit of both. But I definitely think there is, to answer your question, a bias against the Jets.
Is the only way to change the perception just to win? Because that's always my answer to the Jet fans. It's like the only thing they can do is just win. But I think even if they do start to win, there's still going to be people moving the goalposts. Like there's some people out there who hate Rodgers so much, hate the Jets so much, that if they were to win the Super Bowl, say 35-31, the lead story on some of these shows would be, well, the Jets defense was fraudulent. They allowed 31 points in the Super Bowl, even though they won.
Yeah, I mean, I think if they win the Super Bowl, none of us are going to care. But I mean, look at when the last time the Jets were really relevant with Rex Ryan. I mean, they went to back-to-back championship games. They beat Peyton. They beat Brady. But there were still people slinging bows and arrows at the Jets because of Rex, because they got lucky. Yeah, the defense is good, but the Sanchez stinks. I think there's always going to be something, and I think we just have to accept it. If the Jets get to the Super Bowl and, lose 35-34 and Rodgers throws an incompletion, everybody's going to kill Rodgers. Ha, 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 I knew it. But I think one day will be the Jets' day. I don't know when that is, and I have been thinking that for about 35 years.
We're talking with Jamie Stuart from Newsday. Definitely check out his excellent work there. You can follow him on Twitter as well, at Jamie Stewart TV. Some other things on the Jets I want to get your thoughts on. This Hassan Reddick situation. Predict the outcome here. Your thoughts on this contract, standoff between the Jets and Reddick.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely not a great look. I do think it'll get done. Reddick's not going to miss the year. I know Rich Cimini mentioned it publicly before, and I talked to him as well. I do think they'll come up with some sort of Band-Aid deal. But it's not a great look. I mean, the guy comes here, and you would presume the Jets and him and his agent talked, and you're going to be there. You're going to be a good sport. Robert Saleh even said, like, I expect him here, and then he didn't show up. It's 2 days. I think he was in, was he in, China or something I saw?
Japan, I think.
Japan, right. Look, it's June. People need things to talk about. As long as everybody's here during training camp, it's really not a big deal. But is it a great look? No. Again, to your point, though, it's the Jets. So people are going to just go, ha, I knew it. But they do need him because, I was one of those guys who, didn't think they should let Huff go, and they did. So they do need Reddick.
Well, to me, the Reddick situation is fascinating because there's been so much talk about Rodgers skipping the 2 padless practices that no one's even mentioning the fact, hey, the bigger story is Hassan Reddick, a guy they acquired who clearly wants a new deal. That's the story with this team right now. Yet you would have no idea unless you actually follow the team, because the only thing they want to talk about on all these national shows is, and the station I do work for, 98.7, is as guilty as this as anyone, only covering the Rodgers angle when the Reddick story is a way bigger deal.
No, yeah, it is, and it fits the Rodgers narrative that people were jumping at when before the trade happened, which is like, oh, he's not going to be here for this, he's going to do his own thing, and then he basically that all went by the wayside because he was the perfect teammate and showed up for everything. So yeah, I just think what's going to get more attention, Rodgers or Hassan Reddick? It's Rodgers. So that's the way it is. But just remember this: the Jets. Yes, we may be complaining about the Rodgers, the hate, and this and that. It's certainly better than just being buried at the bottom of the league at 1:00 games that nobody's going to care about for the last 5 or 6 years. Nobody was even Jets weren't even in the conversation the last few years. At least they're talking about the Jets again, but eventually it's going to be week 1. Reddick will be on the field, knock on wood. Rodgers will be on the field, knock on wood. And hopefully he lasts more than 4 plays. And then everybody will probably, overreact if the Jets lose to the Niners, 27-13.
But if they win, the Super Bowl is alive and well, baby.
I mean, it's a really tough game. I mean, talking about it, the NFC champs in San Fran, Rodgers from the area. I get it. Tough spot for the Jets. Honestly, I wouldn't overreact. I know that's impossible, but I wouldn't overreact to week 1. To me, the number one most important thing is that the game is over and Rodgers is ready for week 2.
100%. 100%. And to me, the only thing that could derail this team is injuries, because I think they have one of the more talented teams in the league. Like, if you tell me Aaron Rodgers plays 15 games and Tyrod Taylor has to play 2, you could go 1-1, 2-0. In that, you could, if it's a conventional injury, sprains an ankle, he has to miss 3 games. You can go 2-1 with Tyrod Taylor. I think when you look at what they did to fix the O-line by getting Tyron Smith and then doubling down on the draft with Fashion, like, they have a lot of answers to potential problems. You can't survive if everyone gets hurt and it's a season-ending injury. We know how that works. But if the Jets have conventional injuries, they are way better equipped to handle that adversity than they were last year.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, if Rodgers does miss a couple of games, it also depends on the game. Like, if he misses a quote unquote easier game, there's no reason why Tyrod Taylor couldn't win that game. And I think that's one of there are no bright sides to what happened last year. It was certainly up there with one of the most devastating injuries, I think, in sports history from what happened and the hype. But the one thing the one possible silver lining, I think, is that we saw the flaws in this Jets team throughout the year. And it did not look like a Super Bowl team. Certainly Rodgers would have made it better. Maybe they would have won 10 games. And the AFC was kind of open. I get all that. I understand. But there were holes that needed to be patched up. And I think the Jets did that. So Rodgers is now joining a team that, in my opinion, is definitely better than the one he was joining last year. But, like you said, injuries, but they have injury question marks at left tackle, right? And they have injury question marks at quarterback. So it's pretty huge. But and I said this to someone earlier, the Jets also can use some luck for once. Like, enough. Like, it's one thing to be bad. I get it. But like, the Jets have got to be like the most unlucky team in the last decade. Like, the amount of insane injuries is crazy. Like, be lucky for once, as I see Rodgers with the flag going across your screen. I don't know how you did that, but props to your graphics editor. That's sweet. But 1 year, just be lucky with injuries. If somebody goes out, maybe they're out for a game, not 8 weeks.
Well said. A couple quick hitters for you, JB, before we let you go. Give me a guy or a couple guys on the Jets that you think are poised to have a big-time season that not enough people are discussing right now.
Oh, geez. At first, I thought you were going to say, who's the guy that needs to step up? My immediate thought was Will McDonald, because he's got to do something this year for sure.
Maybe he's the guy you think is going to break out, like Jermaine Johnson.
I mean, if he does, the Jets are in great shape. If he doesn't, they got a problem, right? Because that was a hugely criticized draft pick. And if McDonald, I think he had 3 sacks last year, whatever. If he comes on strong this year, maybe he bulked up supposedly, that would be huge. Some of the running backs they drafted, supposedly everybody seems to love them. I do think Tyler Conklin, I'm a Conklin guy. I think, look, he's not amazing, but he had really good hands. He was really good in contested catches last year, some big-time catches the Jets needed, which they lost all those games anyway, but they needed the catches, and he came down with them. And I think with Rodgers, even though Rodgers isn't a quarterback that loves going to his tight end, I think you'll see a really good year from Conklin. Trying to think who else. I mean, the usual candidates are there. Hopefully, hopefully Gibson can step up, but I'm not sure. I'm very curious to see what the special teams return game is going to look like this year with the new rules. I want to see what the Jets can do with that. So yeah, I don't have like a number one guy for you. I'm just waiting to see what it all looks like everyone, because we haven't seen it.
How about this? You mentioned Rich Samini's name earlier. He's watching the show on Twitter right now. He writes in, Jamie rocks.
Check is in the mail. Thanks, buddy. Thanks, Rich. Appreciate it. I saw Rich at the Long Island Press Club Awards like a month or so ago. It was always good to see Rich. We both live around the area, and good friend of mine, great reporter. And Rich, he does an awesome job. And, I know Jet fans, like current Jet fans, sometimes the younger Jet fans, they don't like to hear anything negative. So they'll look at Rich and be like, oh, you're always negative. And it's like, how is Rich supposed to spin this positively? Like, come on. So big shout out to Rich.
Rich Samini checking in. Great dude. Appreciate you watching, Rich. We'll get you back on this show, I'm sure, soon. And speaking of Long Island, right? You mentioned Tyler Conklin. How about Jeremy Ruckert as a guy who maybe gets more opportunities this year to break out? And if people remember, Jamie Stuart was at the Ruckert household the night that he was drafted by the Jets, and it all went viral with his dad going crazy and the Jet chants from family and friends. Take us back to that moment. I'm sure that's right up there with some of the cooler stories you've covered in your career.
Yeah, I thought about Jeremy too. I was going to mention him. Thanks for bringing him up. Yeah, that was amazing. Bill Ruckert, his dad, amazing. Yeah, certainly one of the highlights of just my career as far as covering a live event. Basically, 30-second nutshell is they were gracious enough to let us come over, and it was a pizza party and everybody's having fun, but it's family and friends. And I'm the reporter. So I'm going to be friendly and hang out, but at the same time, this is a family moment. So I'm kind of in the background. We have our camera, and just the hours are going by. And long story short, I remember Bill, he'll be fine with me saying this now. I remember him saying to me, maybe it was like 11 something at night, and there were like 9 picks left. And then Bill wandered. He saw me in the corner, because it's not the most comfortable position to be in when you're the outsider in the family house and things are not going the way they had hoped. They're like, I don't want this guy here, right? But Bill walked over and he was like, it's not looking good. There's no other team out there that needs a tight end. I don't think it's going to happen. And I was like, it's okay. It's all right. So it'll be tomorrow. It'll be the next day. No big deal. It's going to happen. And then that phone rang, and I was like, wow. And when he picked up that Jets hat, man, I could not believe it. I was so happy for them, everything they've been through. And I don't know who was happier, Jeremy or Bill. Actually, I do. I think it was Bill.
Definitely Bill.
Yeah. So it was a great moment. And Jeremy, he's had a decent start to his career. He's a great blocker. I think he needs to be a little more involved in the offense, and I think he can be.
I'm excited to see what he could potentially do. And you kind of look at some of the young ascending players on this team. Most of them are on defense. Like, can we see the Jets get some contributions from Ruckert now? Xavier Gibson, maybe Jason Brownlee. I think Joe Tippmann's going to be a really good player. They have Vera Tucker. Like, there's some pieces there. Obviously, we know about Brees and Garrett. They were stars from day one. But that to me is such a big part of this season coming up. How quickly can a guy like Malachi Corley come in and contribute? Yes. The Jets seem to be very high on him. I think that's a major aspect of this offense around Rodgers.
Yeah, for sure. I think, we have to temper expectations a little bit on Corley in the sense that it's just not usual for, a rookie receiver to just jump in and just be awesome right away, especially with an Aaron Rodgers offense. I mean, you're going to AP calculus in 2 seconds. So I would just, temper the expectations on Corley jumping in right away. Especially when the ball's going to be going to Garrett Wilson all the time, and tight ends and Brees Hall, and et cetera. But hopefully midway through the season, Corley gets his stride and things start picking up. And Vera Tucker is a main guy, because we've seen his level of play, but now the injuries come into question. But the drop off on the Jets line from when he does not play to when he does play is significant. Like, when he plays, Jets line is in bed. It can be pretty good. But when he is gone, Jets line is awful. it's jailbreak. It's turnstiles. So that's huge. It's huge for him. It's huge for his contracts coming up. Like, can he stay healthy? But I agree. Brownlee, I don't know. Jets are hiring him, but do we really think Brownlee's going to be a major contributor? I mean, if you tell me Brownlee catches a 20-yard pass in the Super Bowl, I'll take it.
Sign me up for that.
Yeah.
I mean, how about he catches a 20-yard pass in the playoffs? I mean, that at least means the Jets at least gave us a playoff game.
Yeah. How about a home playoff game?
Crazy. I have Herm Edwards on my radio show all the time, and I bring it up to him every time. I'm like, the last time the Jets won the division and had a home playoff game, this guy was the coach.
What did he say about he probably just said it was nuts.
He says it's one of the greatest environments he's ever coached in as a player or a coach.
And the shocking thing about it was there was no drama. The Jets delivered.
They killed him 41-0.
It was unbelievable, right? And against Peyton Manning, I think Sam Garnes had a pick. I remember. I mean, yeah, that was Richie Anderson. I think had the first touchdown. It was like a 60-yard screen pass on the sidelines, going right to left. But yeah, it's only been over 20-something years.
Only, yeah. I mean, it's just it's crazy if you think about it. Longest playoff drought in sports, but like almost the fact they haven't won the division and had a home playoff game since 2002 is just as bad. It's crazy.
Yeah. What can you say other than, I mean, but this is how other teams used to look at like the Lions or like, like they're not going to win. Now that's the weird thing about the Jets is when they get to the playoffs, they actually do something.
Yeah.
Well, that's what's different about the Jets. They're not just like, hopeless. Like they get
the
there.
Dolphins. Yeah. The Dolphins haven't won a playoff game since 2000.
Right. And the Jets, from like 2000 to like 2011 or so would make the playoffs like every other year, win a game, go on a run. It was good. And then this just decade of ineptitude has been bad. And, if Fitzpatrick didn't blow it in 2015, okay, they would have made the playoffs that year. And you never know. That was a good team. But overall, the Jets can win this division. They absolutely can. And they could get a home playoff game. The schedule is not that hard. The talent level is great. The Bills, I think, have gone down a little bit. I agree. Same thing with the Dolphins. The Patriots aren't good. Good defense. But it's up to the Jets. And if they don't win 10 games, they will need a new head coach, in my opinion.
That's well said. All right. Final question then, Jamie. Give me the Jet record for the upcoming regular season.
I will go, because this is what we do in June, I will go 11-6.
All right. I'll take that.
Now,
AFC East champions?
I mean, I don't know. No. I mean, it's like, because I feel weird saying these things because we said all these things last year and the Jets won 7 games.
Right.
Right. Because this is what we do every year. I remember like a long time ago, I was in college and I was like, I think the Jets are going to go like, this was 16 games. I think the Jets are going to go like 12-4. And I think they went 1-15. So it's like, it's like you never know what's going to happen with the Jets. That's why it's such amazing drama. But there's no reason why they can't win this division. It's about time. I mean, if they've got Aaron Rodgers, they've got a great defense. They've got, on paper, a very good line. They've got a top 5 running back, a top 15 receiver. There's no reason why they shouldn't win these games. But, there is no reason why. But the Jets defy logic and reason sometimes. But I do believe in this team. And I believe in the character in this team. I do think Joe Douglas, who gets a pass by a lot of people, I do think he's brought in a lot of high character guys. And that's why you haven't seen this team infight all the time and all that stuff. So I do give Douglas credit. He's brought in guys that are all about the team. And I think you've seen that on the field. It's a likable team.
He's Jamie Stuart. You can check out his excellent work with Newsday and Newsday Sports. Jamie, thank you for coming on. And look, I'm feeling good about this team. I really am. So
we did this last year.
We did, but as Aaron said, it has to be the darkest before dawn. Like the Super Bowl DVD or Blu-ray, whatever we're calling it these days. It starts with him going down week 1 of last year to getting us to glory in February of 2025 in New Orleans. That's how this works.
So you're going to be like the co-director of the Jets social media video, and we'll have like the data across the screen.
Whatever they need at One Jets Drive, I'm happy to help.
Send me the link for that Hawaiian Jet shirt.
I got you. JB, you're the man. Appreciate you coming on.
Thanks, brother. Appreciate it.
JV Stuart from Newsday with us here. We're going to take a quick break. We'll come back. We'll take some of your calls, answer some of your super chat. Shout out to JV for coming on. Make sure you guys check out his work with Newsday. If you're on Long Island, you probably remember him for years on News 12. Excellent, excellent reporter, and he's one of us Jet fans, so appreciate him joining our show. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. We come back with your calls, so fire them off on the Gusbuster hotline right now. Quick break. It's the Jake Asman Show right here on a Football Friday.
Do you guys remember there was an incident in Las Vegas where a man attacked a Clark County judge? After this happened, I said, the guy in the video is actually a listener of the show. So not the guy who basically like Troy Polamalu'd over like the judge dais, but the guy that is a listener of the show is the hero who tried to immediately apprehend this wacko. And yesterday, Michael Lasso, the law clerk who helped protect the Clark County judge who was attacked in court last month, was named Citizen of the Month in Vegas. You could see our guy Michael Lasso on the left there. It's a pretty cool moment for Michael, who joins us right now. What's up, Michael?
How you doing, Jake? Good to see you.
Man, what's it like being a hero?
Oh my God, you know what I mean? It's so honestly, it's just so surreal and so humbling. Truly, I never expected it to be, on SNL and TikTok and Twitter. And
while I fly this way, right? Mm-hmm. The bailiff, he run behind me, he fall down. Look at him, man. That's terrible, man.
It's really just incredible, to be honest. And that leap that man did was pretty impressive. And I think that's part of the reason why that video has gone so crazy.
I mean, the guy, like, he timed the snap perfectly, right? Like, he did the full Troy Polamalu over the, I mean, what goes through your mind in real time as that's happening? Like, you even have time to think? Was it all just natural reaction? Kind of take us through what's happening there.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, there's no time to think, for sure. I mean, the video doesn't even do it justice, just that how fast that actually occurred. I mean, 1 minute he's sitting there just talking about how, he'll accept whatever the judge is willing to give him. And then the next minute he's on top of the judge. So when he initially made a run, I thought, okay, he's going for the door. Last thing I thought he was going for the judge, and I definitely didn't think he was ever going to make contact. It was so nice to the mayor. It was so nice to the city. It was such an incredible experience. And I mean, when the mayor first called me, I answered the phone, and I'm thinking to myself, who is this? The mayor? Do you have the right number?
The video honestly doesn't even do it justice as to just how fast it really was. I mean, it went from just any normal day to just, honestly, just straight, havoc. I mean, it was in a blink of an eye, and there really wasn't much time to think. You just kind of react.
I mean, I remember when it happened, and like the video was everywhere, and then you told me that was you, and I was like, what? No way. And I just I couldn't believe it, man.
I know. I wish I could have came on your show earlier, but obviously the sentencing was still going on. There were things in motion, so I just couldn't. But I really appreciate you giving me a chance and coming on here.
It's not every day that, a listener to the show is like a legitimate hero. I mean, that's pretty cool. I mean, what ended up happening? Was he sentenced? Where's the guy who, attacked you?
Yeah, so basically, yeah, he was given the sentence he was going to get originally. He's got new charges that he's facing, and that's going on in a different courtroom with a different judge. And, we'll kind of see where that goes.
Can you believe that when they brought me back to court, they put a muzzle on me, man?
Yeah, probably for everybody's safety.
Man, I ain't bite nobody.
That's unbelievable, man. I love it. A Jet fan is a hero out in Las Vegas.
And those clips of Judge Allen, oh, my God. Those had me dead. Oh, my God. Those are the best things I've ever seen. I don't know. Gator made those are incredible.
I believe you mean this right here.
I'd rather be the Jake Asman heel than the Robert Saleh truther any day of the week. But it's weird because I don't see myself as a heel. I think I'm a realist.
I don't want to hear none of that shit. You do not root for no damn New England to win shit.
Unbelievable.
Oh, it's too good. It's too good. Oh, my God. Thank you again, Jake.
Michael, you're the man. Appreciate you joining the show, brother. We have the best.
What a show. Shout out to Michael Lasso. A hero amongst us, Jet fans. All right, load them up. Comments, questions, super chats. Update on channel members. 35 away from another emoji. We're going to add 2 because we gained so many yesterday. We need suggestions. We need ideas. I need emojis. Send them to me. AsmanJake@gmail.com. They need to be in image aspect size of 1x1, 1:1, if you want to contribute to make a custom emoji. Ladies and gentlemen, Sarah is watching the show. Sarah is a big-time star in Australia. She is a coworker of our guy Craig, and she says, looks like I've taken a page out of your books, gents. I can't bloody sleep. So Sarah's watching the show, And Sarah seems like a wonderful, wonderful human being. So on behalf of the Jake Asman Show, I had to simply issue a warning to all the fellas out there. Calm your freaky down.
Calm your freaky down.
All right. And if you didn't get the memo, one more time.
I like good-looking chicks in that family. Wow.
Bobby.
Oh, yeah, baby. Things are about to get crazy here on the Jake Asman Show.
Calm your freaky down.
Sometimes we try, but that freaky just take us over.
Give him some of your loving voice.
Oh, yeah, hide them kids.
Again, leave your damn freaky down.
Too sexy.
you gotta chill, man. Calm your freaky down. You know exactly who I'm referring to. J Quest writes in, you look at the Jets, 98 to 2010, they were solid, but now it's been awful. Yeah, it's funny. If you go back and look at the Jets history from 2000, or really from, let's say when Parcells got there, from 97 to 2011, they were not a bad team. Now, they didn't win the Super Bowl, but if you even extended a little further, from 97 to 2016, the Jets never had back-to-back losing seasons. Think about that. From 97 to 2016, there was never 2 years in a row they had back-to-back losing seasons. Now, there were some 8-8s in there. 2015, there was a 10-6 without the playoffs. But the Jets have had just one winning season since 2011. But from 97 to really 2011, this was not a bad football team. They were run well. They made the playoffs. They went on runs. The problem was they played in the same division as Brady and Belichick, which is why outside of 2002, they never were built to have home playoff games to go on a deep run. Anytime they had to do damage, you had to win on the road. Reese writes in, I can't lie. I was watching 2018 season, and damn, Sam Darnold looks so much better than Zach Wilson. Let's make it clear. Sam Darnold, I think, is ultimately a backup in this league. He is light years better than Zach Wilson. That's the perspective. King Lowski says, calm your damn freaky down. Amen. Amen. All right. We issued a warning.
Calm your freaky down.
You better stand by it. Ladies and gentlemen, the Gusbuster hotline is open, and Robert Midnight IV, Bobby Midnight, is joining us first.
Well, you know, I need to find Matt O'Leary. He's supposed to come on my show. I want his butt on a stick. Bobby.
Jake, that was about me. I know that.
I don't know what you're talking about. It's about everyone in the audience.
Well, especially me when King Lowski yells at me on my channel. Calm your freaky down, Bobby. Calm your freaky down, Bobby. So I have something in common with that Jamie guy. You know that?
What's that?
He works for Newsday. I used to deliver Newsday.
Really? You were a paper boy?
Yeah, I told you that when I was 12 years old, remember?
You told me a lot of things, Bobby. It's hard to keep track.
Oh, yeah. When I was 12 years old, I delivered the Newsday for Newsday in the Queens Glen.
How are you as a newsie, a paper deliverer? Were you would you take it out and just kind of fling it? Were you one of those?
No, I did. I walked. It was easy walking without the bicycle.
Were you gentle?
Yeah, I was gentle.
You were respectful of the paper?
Yes. And then I have to ask you, do you think he looked like David Cohn?
No, that I didn't think that at all.
I thought he looked like David Cohn. And what is happening to our Yankees?
Well, right now they stink, Bobby. But the good news is they're still in first place.
Yeah, but did Baltimore win yesterday?
They're right there. I mean, you know, they've been going. The Orioles have been playing terrible too, which is why the Yankees have been able to get away with how bad they played.
You see, they let the guy pitch into the third inning. It was 8-0.
They're trying to save the bullpen.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with the Yankees, but it's horrible. I was doing my channel and then I was listening to that.
Did Matt O'Leary call in?
No.
You still want his butt on a stick?
No.
What about the Buffalo Jet fan? Is he going to join?
Oh my God, you want to hear a story about that?
Sure.
I ended my channel to go to Nick's channel, right? So Knucklehead comes on at near the end of the show, gives Nick $5.
Who's Knucklehead?
Oh, South Ass.
South Ass? Yeah.
Yeah, and then I don't know what he put in the super chat. Then this other guy, he membership one person, and guess who got it?
South Ass.
Yep. And they told Nick, sorry, if he shows up to your show, I'm not getting on your show. I'm sorry, Charlie.
Jay Quest says free South Ass. Do you agree?
No, Jay Quest, you be quiet. Put on your fox mask and be quiet. No way, Jose. I already freed him. He doesn't want to come to my show. I don't give a rat's ass. Okay.
Amen.
So I stayed up to 2:00 in the morning last night.
What time are you going live today?
Well, after your show.
Yeah, baby. Oh, yeah.
Well, I've grown to love my buddy Alan, but South Ass has to go. I threw him off my show.
Bobby, thank you. More of your calls right now. Let's go to B-Mac, who's up next on today's show. B-Mac, what do you got for us?
Hey, Jake. Good to see you this morning.
Hey, B-Mac, quick warning.
Calm your freaky down.
I'm trying to, man. In that chat just now, I wasn't, because I was going after some people's heads. But I was I want to what was I about to say? I clearly lost my train of thought. Hold on. I don't know, man. Sorry, I'm just morning turnovers. But I do want to. Oh, MVS was under her yesterday, and he said that he worked out with Rodgers this week out in LA. I think Wednesday he said that he was out running routes with him. Yeah. And all that stuff at like a high school track field, and they were out working out together. So I just want to bring that up because I thought former teammates and don't like Aaron Rodgers, like Shannon Sharp and Chris County said. You know what I mean? Cancers and standoffish, and then he got a former teammate of his working out with him. So interesting. And then the other thing is that it's just what was I about to say? Again, lost my train of thought.
Well, B-Mac, when you get it back, you let us know. Appreciate you calling in, my man. Eric Stone writes in, Jake, let's say Tyron Smith plays 15 to 17 games at a Pro Bowl level this year. I feel the Jets would have to re-sign him after seeing what Trent Williams did in San Fran. Would Olu move to right tackle? This is a great problem to have, Eric. If Tyron Smith is that healthy and is that dominant, I think you do have to consider re-signing him and putting Olu at right tackle. I think it also depends on how good the Jets are this year, right? Like if Tyron plays, but they're not a playoff team, he might retire. He might want to go somewhere else. But yeah, I mean, to me, this is the ultimate good problem to have. Would they move Olu to right tackle? They could, right? We just saw Rashawn Slater have to move over to right tackle because Joe Alt's in here, or Alt might play right tackle for them. So yeah, I think Olu is he's starting no matter what next year. The question is if Tyron actually is healthy and is just as dominant, why would you move on from him if you could bring him back? We will worry about that next year, though, Eric. Let's hope he plays 15 or 17 games. JQuest says, you look at the 98 through 2010, we were solid, but now it's been awful. It's true. Mike L says, Jets are winning the division. It's happening. From your lips to God's ears. Doug says, that's an elite shirt. Doug, when are you going to call us from the couch? Thank you, Doug. Sarah writes in, another member of the 4%. Greetings from H-Town. Hot, humid, and now a Saharan dust. That time of the year. Sarah says Astros have won 8 of their last 10 with a beat-up pitching staff. And now they play the Mets. Astros the hottest team in the AL. Mets the hottest team in the NL. Big series this weekend in Queens. David says, trying to think of how to create an RDS asylum emoji. We need something. Is there a calm your freaky down emoji someone could come up with?
Calm your freaky down.
I don't know. Jets Worldwide. Jake, do you rock that shirt on the mean streets of NYC? Well, I haven't left my apartment yet today, so not yet. Rick says, hide the trash cans. The Astros are coming. Mike writes in, Jake, who you got tomorrow in the main event? I think Pereira wins, Mike. I think it's his time. Who am I rooting for in the other ones, though? Friends of the show. Anthony Smith, who joined me yesterday, and Brian Ortega, who joined me last week. So I will be putting together my friend of the show parlay. Ortega and Smith. Tom says that shirt does it for me. Tom.
Calm your freaky down.
Come on, Tom. Ladies and gentlemen, BMAC has remembered what he wanted to say. Hello, BMAC.
Yeah, I do. First of all, I wanted to, even though, I am an adopted Jet, right? So I am part of the Jet family. And I just wanted to score Allen and let him know what a real Jet chant sounded like. Because we all know he's not a Jet fan. So I want to make y'all Jet fans look good instead of him making y'all look bad. So here's my Jet chant.
Wait, hold on. Hold on, BMAC. All right. 3, 2, 1.
Jets! 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 Jets!
Jets! Jets! Jets! Jets!
I think yours was better, BMAC. Well done. Thank you for the time. Tremendous. You remembered he wanted to give a Jet chant. Incredible. Mr. K. Jake, love the shirt. Thank you, Mr. K. Sarah says, this is great. Sarah, we love you. We appreciate you staying up late. I think Sarah watches the show more than Craig does now, which is great. I love it. We have to be the biggest Jet show in Australia, right? There's no other way. Well, one, there's probably no other Jet shows that reach Australia. But we got to be the biggest. King Lowski says Allen's chant is horrible. It's not great.
Jets! 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 Jets!
It's really not. We got to call a spade a spade.
Jets! 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 Jets!
Yeah, it's not doing it for me, man. You want to know what a Jet chant's supposed to sound like?
Is Brock Purdy gonna run for his life on the opener? Fuck yeah! He's gonna die. Let's go. Jets! 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 Let's go!
Man. TC says Allen looks like he's releasing a V-Man. He does. Curly says, Jake, undo one more button to really get freaky.
I like good-looking chicks in that thing. Wow.
Bobby.
Oh, yeah, baby. Things are about to get crazy here on the Jake Asman Show.
Calm your freaky down.
Sometimes we try, but that freaky just take us over.
Give him some of your loving voice.
Oh, yeah, hide them kids.
Again, leave your damn freaky down.
Too sexy.
you gotta chill, man. Happy birthday to one of our great listeners. Dre Correa is celebrating a birthday today. So happy birthday to Dre. He told us yesterday that he was dealing with some shoulder issues. So Dre, stay healthy, man. Happy birthday. Sarah says, I need to move to America. You and Craig both got to move to America, Sarah. Sarah, if you can't sleep and you want to call in, you'll bring great joy to the listeners. You're invited on anytime. Let's see. David says that blue dancer with Jake's head could be the freaky emoji. Maybe. Maybe. Hawk writes in, I'm rooting against both Ortega and Smith. LOL.
Man, you are one pathetic loser.
Come on, Hawk. Rick Kent says, great interview with Anthony Smith. Thank you. Anthony Smith's awesome. Comments, questions, super chats will cut the line. No one has gifted a membership, so let's see if we can do it the old-fashioned way. Hit the join button and officially become an Asmaniac. Shout out to everyone out there who helps support our program. Let's see. Jimbo, an honorable mention for the emoji should be the big fella. Calls in and super chats. He's got my vote. A big fella emoji would be great. If someone designs that, we might use it. Ladies and gentlemen, VR, the first person to gift a membership. And VR, I appreciate you, man, because this shirt I'm wearing was inspired by you. Mike L got VR's membership. Oh, baby. That's not just any Mike L. That's the legendary Purple Belt Mike, who received our first gifted channel membership during today's program. Ladies and gentlemen, we asked for it. We received it. Rick Kent, 5 memberships. Here we go. It's starting. Rick Kent gifting memberships to the following 5 Asmaniacs. Rich, Mickey Roses, Roger F., Roseanne, and EJ. There we go. That's 6 new members. What's 35 minus 6? Answer's 29. 29 members away from a new emoji. Sarah writes in, I can't call in tonight. Craig will be so devastated if I don't call in with him for the first time. Probably true, Sarah. Also, if you called in, I'd be a little worried.
Calm your freaky down.
All right, we have some real scoundrels in the chat today. King Lowski gifting a membership. The King stepping up for the people. So here's the drop we play for that. Tim Odenthal gifted a membership. That's our guy Tim from Fishland who just got a channel membership. There you go. We're up to 7 now. Hit the like button if you're just tuning in. All right, more of your calls right now. Let's go to Kyle, who's up next. What's up, Kyle Clifton?
Where'd you get that shirt, Jake?
VR sent me a link to it. Check the Discord.
Oh, I have to join the Discord first.
Wow, you're not even on the Patreon yet, Kyle Clifton. What are you doing?
Come on, I know.
It's less than a coffee a month.
I know. I probably should. If they inverted the colors, that would probably be even better. The green with the white logo. That would be fire.
I'll order that next. That's easy.
Yeah. So I don't know if you happen to see on PFT that they were reporting that Rodgers returned from Egypt and he was throwing with MVS.
Yeah,
Valdez-Scantling.
We just had a caller who brought that up. Yep.
I noticed that Florio didn't write that piece. He had one of his underlings write it, Michael David Smith.
Yeah.
Par for the course, right?
I mean, look, anyone who's questioning if Aaron Rodgers is going to be ready to roll come training camp is a fool. And it doesn't actually believe that, like a la Florio.
Yep, I'm with you. That's all I got, man. I wanted to find out about that shirt. It's looking good.
I'll tell you what, Kyle, you join the Discord. I will personally message you the link.
Very good. I'll talk to you later.
Thank you, Kyle. Appreciate that. Mike L says, thank you for my membership. Yeah. Love it. Love it. Speaking of Jets gear, folks, get some gear from Homage, our brand new sponsor. Look at some of the shirts they have to offer. All the shirts I've been wearing on the show this week, the Gotham City one, the giant football helmet, the Broadway Joe, the Jet Chant one, 68 Super Bowl champs. It's from Homage. Scan the QR code. It takes you right to the website. You'll notice in the description right down below, you have a link to the Homage website. I'm going to post it in the live chat right now. So if you're trying to load up ahead of the season, use Homage as your site to get some gear for the Jets upcoming 2024 season. Check it out. Love their shirts. My favorite's that Gotham City one, though, in the middle. That's been the #1 seller amongst the Asmaniacs, I've been told so far. So check it out. Link in the description. Sith happens. I bought some stuff from Homage Wednesday. Love it. As long as you use my link, this channel gets credit. VR says, join Jake's Patreon. Get access to the Discord. Link is there. It's easy. It's patreon.com/Jake Asman Show. That easy to join. Shout out to Clancy Doyle and My Young Ring for being our 2 most recent Patreon subscribers. There he is. I just joined the Patreon. I'm Gangrene Fart Knocker on Discord. What a name. D-Rock wants to know, how much YouTube pay you full-time for doing this? D-Rock, I make $1 million a show. Very lucrative career. That's why I do this. I'm going to play this for myself. Proud NY Jets fan, Nick Shine making it rain, gifting a membership. It went to Richard Todd 14. Congrats, Richard Todd. Harvey says, smash the like button. Honey Duke says, sorry, Jake, but worst take of the year still goes to Chris Canty for calling Rodgers a cancer for literally no reason. I mean, Chris Canty is a buffoon for this, and there's no getting around it.
This guy is a cancer that's metastasized throughout the entire building in Florham Park. And I don't know why Jets fans can't see it.
Because we're not stupid, Chris. I'm not going to fall for your nonsense. Ladies and gentlemen, Nick Shine again. Another $5 for the cause. For less than a cup of coffee, you can make someone's day and give them a channel membership. Shout out to Nick Shine. Derek, you are now a member courtesy of Nick Shine. We needed 35 before the show. We've gotten 9 so far. So do the math. We're that close to another channel emoji. What should be our next emoji? Let's see. Ladies and gentlemen, VR has gifted a channel emoji. Oh, baby. Steven NYC is now officially in as Maniac. I got open phone lines for anyone who wants in on the conversation. If you're a new caller, you go right to the front of the line. Bring in some fresh blood, some new life into the show. Ladies and gentlemen, 1 membership at a time. Nick Shine, another channel membership has been gifted. KJ is coming on. King Lowski says, Jake, will you ever have Gary V on the show? I actually put in a request for Gary V and heard back yesterday that he is unavailable for interviews, which I find to be ridiculous. He's promoting a new book. You're supposed to be the biggest Jet fan. You say you want to own the team. You're not going to come on the biggest Jet show on YouTube. So that's on him and his people for not putting him on the show. I tried. I can only do so much. I met Gary V before one of the Knicks games in the playoffs this year, and he said he would do the show to reach out to his people. I did, and then they got back to me actually yesterday saying that he couldn't do it. So I'll try again at some point, but there's only so much I could do. Sith happens. Fart Knocker is a great name. One of the greats. Jeffrey says, Fart Knocker reminds me of my grandpa. He used to call me that. I believe V-Man is called Fart Knocker too. Live look of V-Man right now. D-Rock, Jake, you should get Ryan Fitzpatrick on the channel. I had him on the radio in Houston once. G-Man the Prophet. 5 channel memberships. There we go. The first $5 splasheroo.
Show me the money. Show me the money! Money, money, money.
Damn. If you hear your name called, you are a channel member. Hennessy Heisman, Brian Ramacho, Jetta Buttercup, Chris M, channel members galore. I actually misspoke, by the way, because I forgot Rick Kent also gifted 5 channel memberships earlier. So this was actually the second $5 splasheroo of this show. Love it. Love it. Wavy Jets guy. Wow, that chart is scary. You could spin it positively, though. We know your comment is covering up where Zach Wilson is on the chart. That's how bad Zach Wilson is at playing quarterback. All right. You can't even see Zach Wilson on this chart. So I'll spin it positively. Look where Aaron Rodgers is. Look where Tyrod Taylor is. I'm feeling good about the Jets quarterbacks going into 2024. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us right now is JT. JT, what do you got for us?
Yo, Jake, how's it going, man?
What's up, JT? Tough day to be rocking Yankees gear.
It is, but you know what? Always got to support the boys. It's just a little slump in July or June. I'm not worried.
They'll be all right. I mean, they're not this bad. Their lineup stinks right now.
They'll figure it out. G needs to get back because he's been having a good year. Boone needs to figure it out with the lineups, in my opinion. I hate that Ben Rice isn't getting an everyday opportunity at first. DJ is looking more washed by the day. I mean, he might still be coming back, might still be figuring it out, but he's looking washed. Rizzo, before his injury, looking washed. I'd love to see Ben Rice continue to get some starts at first, honestly. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think he should play every day, too. To be fair to Boone, though, like, they're batting J.D. Davis cleanup in a game. Like, they have no choice. They have no options. Torres is terrible. LeMahieu's terrible. Stanton's hurt. Rizzo's hurt. Like, it's brutal. You get past the first three guys in the lineup, and that's it.
I get it. But I disagree that JD Davis batting. I disagree on JD Davis batting cleanup. Excuse me. Like, there's so much better options. Like Verdugo, he's been struggling, but like I'd rather see him at cleanup than JD Davis.
But JD Davis is still going to hit. He's still going to hit fifth. Then, like they don't have options.
Yeah.
Like,
I know. I think it's just grasping at straws there, trying to find something to bitch about. But to be honest, but yeah, no. I think we'll be fine. But I want to spread some more Jets hype, man. I can't wait for the season. I
love it. I just saw you signed up for the Patreon. Just got the email.
Yep. Yes, sir. I wanted to be part of the Cool Kids Club in the Discord.
Let's go. Get in there, JT. We need you.
Absolutely. Do you want me to send you my Patreon? How do I send you my Discord information?
No. All you have to do is go to the Patreon website, and it's pinned on the first post you'll see on the main dashboard is join the Discord. Click the link, sign up, you're in.
Cool. I've never signed up for a Patreon before, so it's still new to me.
Believe me, we have people that are way older than you that have figured it out, so you'll be fine.
Yeah, I think I'll be fine. I work at IT.
Yeah, you'll be all right. Appreciate you, JT. Excellent call.
Hell yeah, Meg. I'm going to get back to work, though, man. Thank you for taking my call again. JETS, Jets. Let's go.
Let's go, JT. I love it. Mr. K, how do you gift memberships? I'd love to gift a few some memberships. Instead of sending a super chat, you hit gift memberships. Right-hand side, hit that money sign, hit gift memberships. That's how you do it. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us right now is a guy who looks like he's gearing up to start a Jet show, the likes of which we've never seen before. Snowball is up next. Hello, Snowball.
Hi, Jake. How are you?
Hello, Snowball.
Listen, I was reading this morning that the Jaguars are getting a new stadium.
They are.
And Kansas City, the Chiefs, they're trying to be lured to, Kansas, right? To get a new stadium there as well.
Correct.
And here we sit with the worst stadium in the NFL. What do you think the chances are that the Jets get a new stadium if they win the Super Bowl this year?
Zero.
Seriously?
I don't see it.
No, you don't think that they're going to try to lure us back to New York?
No, I don't. I don't see any scenario where the Jets have their own stadium in coming up.
Why? Why do you think that?
Because where are they playing?
Where they in New York?
Yeah. Where are they putting a stadium?
Couldn't they go next to Citi Field again?
Not with that soccer stadium being built.
Oh, that's true. The soccer stadium is going to be there. Well, they could always come out to the island.
They're never going to do that.
I have a place. I'm telling you.
They're never going to come out to Long Island.
Right next to Suffolk County, the Suffolk County Community College.
It will never happen.
It's a huge area there.
They're not going to come out to Long Island.
Why not? They could do it. I mean, I'm telling you, it's a state facility. That the state would pay for them to construct a stadium. There's two major roadways right there. You got the Sunken Meadow Parkway, you have the Long Island Expressway right there. There's a train station right there. There's all this space. I mapped it out. I'll give you the graphic. I don't have it with me, but I mapped it out. I took the satellite view of MetLife, and I took it out and I put it exactly in that spot. It has space for the training facility and the stadium. I'll propose it to Woody. Get him on the show.
He owes me an interview.
He does.
I would love for them to play on Long Island. I just don't think it's ever going to happen.
Everything's there. It's just waiting for them. We'll make a suggestion for the next emoji. I know the Lombardi went in, but the freak flag.
Snowball?
Yeah. What?
Excellent call out of you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate your well wishes.
The great Snowball, ladies and gentlemen. Snowball's got ideas. Who else has got ideas? Channel emoji ideas, Jet Stadium ideas. This guy usually has ideas, but they're incoherent. Gary's up next. Hello, Gary.
All right. I got an idea for the stadium. Bethpage State Park, where they got all them golf courses.
Never gonna happen.
That is way too much green grass in Long Island. You got to build something on it. Build a stadium there.
They're not going to do that.
You got like 5 golf courses there, right? Build a football stadium.
Are you at an airport, Gary? Where are we
The
going?
fan base is largely Long Island and Queens. It makes more sense.
It will not happen.
I am at an airport. All right, I'm just look. It's a suggestion. If they're smart, they'll take it. If not, they'll do what they want. It's just a suggestion.
We love Gary's suggestions. Where are you traveling to?
Phoenix.
What for?
Bam Rodriguez fight.
Little Gary boxing.
Yeah. I got a question though. I got a question in regards to that. I didn't check the itinerary. Weigh-ins are usually at noon. The weigh-in today is at 4 p.m., which gives me 6 hours. I called my hotel. I can't get an early check-in till 3. I'm in the airport. It's 8:15 a.m. here. Do I wait in the airport? Do I wait in the hotel lobby for 6 hours? What would Jake Asman do in this situation?
So you're already in Phoenix then?
I'm in the airport at Phoenix. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't wait at the airport. I would go closer to the hotel and maybe find like a restaurant or a coffee shop and hang out there.
I guess. I mean, it's wait here or wait there. Try to find a coffee shop by the hotel.
I mean, is the hotel close to the airport?
Yeah, it's actually really close. It's like 0.9 miles.
I mean, if you think you have a better space to chill in the airport than somewhere else closer to the hotel, I don't know.
All right, you're a good salesman. Sold. I'll go find a coffee shop somewhere. Good job, Jake.
Gary, thank you.
Joe Douglas should have been fired 2 days before he was hired.
It's always an adventure with a Gary call. This guy doesn't call in very often. Ladies and gentlemen, Gator McCluskey's on the line. Hello, Gator.
Hey, it's Gator McCluskey, Tampa, Florida. First time, long time. Jake, I know it's a slow time. You know, it's in between whatever, waiting for football to start. Do you take any other like sports questions? Can I ask questions about other sports?
Sure.
So I had a golf question, if that's all right. Can I ask you a golf question?
Oh, absolutely.
You know, because I know that like there's not a lot of sports going on, but there's big controversies with stuff and everything, and like so golf. So here's my golf question, and I'll ask it, and I'll hang up and get your answer because I know you have a lot of callers on hold. So apparently we're trying to figure out like who could hit a longer ball, the President Biden or Trump, and I'll hang up and wait for your answer. Thanks, Jake.
It's a great question. I'd love to see it. The next debate should just be a long drive competition. Sign me up for that. Great call from our first-time caller, Gator there. JJ writes in, just found out I'm a channel member. My subscription expires in 2 days. Well, you better get renewed, JJ. Hey, Gary, Sarah says definitely get coffee. If I was you, I would just post up near the hotel, find a coffee shop, a restaurant, kill some time. Maybe stop by a gas station, Gary, and get some pizza. You know, we know how much you love that. That's what I would do if I was you. All right.
Gas station pizza is better than a Big Mac.
I'd recommend some McDonald's or Wendy's, but you know. You know how it goes. Ladies and gentlemen, more calls right now. Yeti's on the line. Hello, Yeti.
Yo, what's up, guys? How we doing?
What's up, Yeti?
Hey, man. I don't call in too much, but I'm going to keep this really quick. I woke up this morning around 7 o'clock. Been all Jets on NFL Network. I just want to throw this out and make sure everybody's got this going on in the background. They're playing the game right now. The game.
What do you mean it's been all Jets? Like they're just showing old Jets games?
Yeah, well, I woke up. It was Joe Namath, part 1, part 2. They probably started about 5 in the morning, you know, so I caught the end of part 2. Teared up a little bit. But, yeah, right now they're playing the game. It's pretty cool. And I wanted to point out, guys, the last play of this game, well, not the last play, but the touchdown pass from Namath, you got to see that block from Matt Snell. 41 stands up the linebacker, rushing in there, just pushes him up, and just he's about 3 feet away from Joe and just keeps him right off him. Dime pass right to it. It's the last touchdown pass of the game, and it's a game-winning pass.
I love it. I'm watching right
it's
now.
Towards the end.
Namath just missed Don Maynard
there.
open for a touchdown. You had him.
Yeah, I know. You guys
I haven't
see
watched
how
Super Bowl
thin
3 in a
Maynard is?
long time. I love it. Yeah, it's cool. They're showing it.
Yeah, Maynard looks like me. He's so fucking thin, man. It's crazy. Oh, shit, I cussed. My kid's here. Sorry, buddy.
Oh, come on.
My bad. My bad. But look what he's rocking.
On behalf of the Jake Asman Show, we apologize for the foul language.
He really doesn't want to be seen, or not a Jets jersey, but a tank top, and it's 73 days, boys.
I love it. I love it. Looks good.
All right, I'm out.
Yeti,
Later.
thank you. Super Bowl 3 is, in fact, on NFL Network right now. Namath drops back, incomplete to number 29 of the Jets. It's pretty cool seeing the whole game. You only see the highlights typically. The problem with these old games is they don't put the time and the score up at all times. Like they should go back if they're going to air these old games and just manually put that in. Sarah says, F, this show is great. We love you, Sarah. We got 2 female Sarahs watching the show. Sco with a super chat. Can you get Sauce or Garrett Wilson on the show? How about them Mets? I'd love to. I mean, I thought we were going to get Sauce on last year when I did the deal with Buffalo Wild Wings, but it didn't come to fruition. Scott O'Keefe just became an official Asmaniac. The best way to, by the way, to get these guys on the show is to constantly tweet at them or tag them on Instagram and say, hey, go on the Jake Asman Show and tag the account. That's the best way. So they're aware of the name. Scott O'Keefe signed up for the year. Let's go, Scott. Appreciate you. Paolo with a super chat. It might be more cost effective to spend money on a new field. Both teams, would both New York teams come together to try to make that happen? It is one of the biggest jokes of all time that the Jets and Giants share a stadium and can't figure out the grass situation. It's embarrassing. Bernard says, Jake, are you a Rodgers guy? Bernard, I love you. You call the show all the time. But the fact that you even have to ask me if I'm a Rodgers guy is unfortunately very deserving of going to Stupid Town.
Excuse me, miss. I need to return this damn child. He's no good. Sometimes a child just is no good. Take his one back.
I mean, come on, Bernard. What am I supposed to do with that comment? Ladies and gentlemen, hit the like button. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching live in less than 40 minutes, brand new hats from Huga House are coming out. Code Asman when they do. Get yourself 15% off. Let's see. David says, got to prepare for the weekend. Enjoy yours, as maniacs. Who's got big weekend plans? What's going on this weekend? Who's doing what? These are the questions. Ladies and gentlemen, Snowball is called back. Hello, Snowball.
Hold on one second.
Thanks for the time, Snowball. Snowball has called back. Hello, Snowball.
Can I plug my show?
I mean, at this point, yes, you're going full Charles Gorman on me. Fine.
Just quickly.
You can plug your show. I will be tuned in.
Thank you. It's Jets Worldwide, Sunday, August 4th, 10:30 a.m. We will have several high-profile people on the show.
Name one.
Gator.
All right, that's pretty legit.
Okay.
Now I have a question. If someone wants to watch the show from space, are they not allowed because it's only the world you're allowing in?
No, Universe is allowed as well.
Okay, so shouldn't it be called Jets Universe?
Space Station. Well, that's going to be the next channel.
Okay.
Jets Universe.
Thank you, Snowball. Appreciate you. Rick says, start eating, go full Charles. You never want to go full Charles, folks. It gets dangerous when you do that.
Who was that lovely lady?
That was Carly.
Oh. Anyway.
Yep. Charles, I think we talked about you calling in and chewing on the air again. You couldn't wait till after your call to eat. You talk to me and then you eat.
Anyway,
this is a great angle for you, Charles. Even better angle. Where are you calling us from?
Burger King in Hope Lawn.
What did you get?
A BK Raw Crispy Sandwich with Swiss cheese on it. No tomato. About to finish up my fries. I'm about to have a slice of birthday cake.
Very nice. Charles, I think you should give all your takes from this angle moving forward. What a call that was. Tom says the lip licking is off the charts. Legacy Green says, I went full Charles. I've never been the same. Nah, you never are. You never are.
Well, you know, I need to find Matt O'Leary. He's supposed to come on my show. I want his butt on a stick. Bobby.
Hey,
Bobby,
Jake.
you want to come back on?
Yeah, he came to my show yesterday. Everybody loved his takes. I told him, I was the first one to tell him, Charles, I like your takes. He had great takes last night.
What were his takes?
Oh, he had great takes. I'm telling him about movies. He knew about the sports. He was on it all the time.
Was he chilling?
No. Well, he had to leave for a little while to go eat dinner. His mother made him dinner. So he was excellent on the show. You gotta rewind it to see it so you can see it. He's great.
I'll check it out.
I like Charles. He's a very nice guy.
I love Charles too. I just would prefer him not to chew on the air.
Yeah, no, that's kind of distracting. Yeah, that's true. But he's a good guy. He's good in heart, you know.
Yeah, he's a good guy. I don't dispute that.
And then with Snowball, Johnny is gonna be his co-host.
Oh, when are they having you on?
I don't know. I'll find out if I'm allowed to come on. When are you gonna have me as a co-host?
Bobby, you're basically a co-host every day.
I mean, a special guest. Yes.
You call into every show. You're always on. You have 9 different intros, and you have the audacity to ask me when you're going to co-host? What do you think this is?
No, I know. So who's the... when is that your friend from Las Vegas coming on? I missed that guy.
All right, Lasso?
No, not him.
Oh, you're talking about Jeff Parles.
Yeah.
Well, he was a weekly during the football season, so we'll get him on every week for that. And then I'm going
this summer.
Well, no, he'll be on again. I'm going out to Vegas for an event at Circa in August, and Jeff will join us in person again.
Yeah, is that with the fantasy football, right?
That's part of it. It's also for their contest.
So how much does that cost to get into your fantasy football?
I don't have all the information just yet, but it's expensive. It's for the hardcore fantasy football players. It's at least $300.
Oh wow, that's expensive.
Oh yeah, it's a big time league.
What about Discord? How much is that for?
I don't remember what it was last year, to be honest.
Okay, just tell me in Discord then later.
You're making a lot of demands, Bobby.
No, I know, but I want to. I love fantasy football.
I love it. I love you too.
Oh, you know I like the Yankees and the Jets. Can't believe Jake and Rodgers met. I'm more than just a hat on Bobby.
Ladies and gentlemen, Sarah is still up. She says, I'm never going to sleep. This is hilarious. So once again, on behalf of everyone involved with the Jake Asman Show, I simply issue this warning.
Calm your freaky down.
That's it. All right. Rick says, we love Jeff Parles. Jeff will join us in August. I could probably have him on before then too. But in person, Jeff came on with us when we were out in Vegas for the draft. He'll join us in person once again when I'm in Vegas at the end of August. Jared says, how many people are in your fantasy football league? It will be a 12-team league. So if you're interested, stay tuned. It's with full-time fantasy and Circa. If you win the league, you're automatically entered into Circa's Fantasy League of Champions, where you could win real money. So it is a hardcore fantasy league that if you are a true fantasy football player, you're going to want to be involved with. I'm in the league too. You're playing with me and other hardcore fantasy football players that are all as maniacs. So it's going to be first come, first serve, and I will post it in the Discord first as one of the perks of being a Patreon member. Mike says you should get Woody on the show. Woody Johnson told me point blank at the Hall of Fame ceremony that he would do the show, that he's seen the show and he's a fan of the show, and he'd come on the show. He said to reach out to insert the person's name that I was standing right next to in the Jets PR office, which I did, and it never came to fruition. So it's in Woody's hands. I've tried. By the way, a year ago today, we had Darrelle Revis on the show, Jeff fans, so check that out. A year ago today was one of the craziest weeks of my professional career with the whole Revis-Klecko stuff. Rick writes in, Jeff Parles was on the air the first time V-Man fell asleep. His reaction was awesome. He was. He absolutely was. The first time V-Man fell asleep, Jeff Parles was there, and he was a part of all of it.
Now, when Neil was the first caller today, the other guy who I was asked more about last night, besides Neil, is this guy online right now who might be sleeping. V-Man's up next. Hello, V-Man. Come on. V-Man, you up?
Yep. Sorry. Linus is right. Linus is freaking out. Sorry.
What's up, man?
All right. Sorry, man. I look, I work the graveyard shift. So
I get it.
I had this on in the background waiting for my turn.
I respect the passion, V-Man. That's a real Jet fan right there.
Yeah, no, honestly looking forward to this game. It's Monday night, so I can actually, properly enjoy it, without, having to wake myself up in the middle of sleeping.
Man, what a time that was. And then we'll never forget the second time he fell asleep.
All right, a lot of people still want in on the conversation. Let's go to this guy right now. Let's play the intro and see if it wakes him up.
It's time for another V-Man call. Hopefully he not sleeping. Adios mio.
V-Man? V-Man! Come on. Vincent! V-Man, I have coquito for you. V-Man, you've been named Puerto Rican Citizen of the Year. Wake up, sleepyhead. V-Man, wake up. Vincent? All right.
That's the end of that V-Man call. Now he can go back to sleeping.
You can't script this show, folks. It's the second time in 6 months it's happened. I was hoping he was going to wake up, though, because last time he woke up. Hey, V-Man, you up yet? All right, we'll come back to you. Is this show that bad today? Am I that boring? V-Man? No? Man, he's in a deep sleep. All right, we'll keep checking. Go back to the calls right now. This guy's not sleeping.
I think you got to put V-Man down in the bottom for the rest of the show until he wakes up. I think you
All right,
got to. I'm sorry.
It's a little distracting. I'm not going to lie to you. Let's see if he's still sleeping. V-Man, you up? No? All right. V-Man's up next. What's up, V-Man?
Good, Jay. How you doing?
I'm good, man. You sound like you just got up from a nap.
I'm just mad, but no.
You look well rested.
No, honestly, I'm not.
You sure
I'm
you
just,
weren't sleeping?
No, I wasn't. Yeah, but no, I'm just sorry. I honestly, I can tell you right now, I'm just like totally blanking right now.
V-Man, I'll let you get back to your nap, all right?
Right.
V-Man wasn't sleeping. I mean, you heard him there. I can't. I mean, that we just gave Gator the equivalent of like a guaranteed Oscar-winning script right there.
The legend of V-Man, folks. Simply the best. Sarah says, F, this is brilliant. It really was. The great V-Man. But Sarah, warning.
On behalf of the Jake Asman Show, we apologize for the foul language.
We love it. All right, we're going to wrap up here shortly, unless anyone has any other call they want to make or is going to gift any other membership to your fellow Asmaniacs. We've gained 16 this show. We'll be back in the afternoon. I can't wait. It's going to be wild. Sarah says, I actually can't stop laughing. Love it. Hit the 4% female emoji for Sarah. We love it. She's killing it. Let's see. While I wait for something to come in, I'm just going to play this because I enjoy seeing this guy look like an idiot.
And Jet fans are clueless. I mean, they're dopes. They don't know anything. This is a really good hire. Gase is a great coach. Gase is a great coach. Okay, Adam Gase is Kyle Shanahan before Kyle Shanahan. Gase is a great coach.
That he is. That he is. Mike says this is why we love the show. Well, we love you, Mike. See, on this show, you get great takes, not just from me, but from respected national voices like Colin Cowherd.
Forget about his vaccine and political opinions. Aaron's football IQ isn't very high. Aaron's football IQ isn't very high. Aaron's football IQ isn't very high.
Right. Guy with 4 MVPs, Super Bowl MVP, best touchdown to interception ratio of all time. Right. For sure. Look, Colin's never been wrong.
There's a lot of concern about Alabama's running back Derrick Henry in the NFL. I wouldn't touch him. I would never touch these running backs for Alabama.
Yeah, Derrick Henry sucks. Guy's been a huge bust. Tom recommends a cow turd emoji. That's not bad. I like that. Iconical wear. You should have Hall of Fame Jake Asman ballots. The Asmaniac Hall of Fame. Who's in the inaugural class? Now that would be fun. Oh, man. What a time to be alive, folks. My Young says, Dunkin' or Starbucks? I'm a Dunkin' guy. I will end the show with this rapid fire. Non-Jets related questions. Dunkin' or Starbucks? I'm going Dunkin'. Snowball says, I'm making the freak flag as we speak. Snowball, you make the freak flag emoji and we might use it. Mike says, Jake, was the V-Man sleeping your favorite call ever? These are the type of questions I love. It's right up there, man. Honestly, I think my favorite call ever is when Gator called in as Neil for the first time and lit himself on fire. I think that's my favorite like call that we've gotten, if that counts. Like it was a Gator bit, obviously, but like I think that's the one that I laughed the hardest at it. I don't have the full thing handy, but here's 30 seconds of that moment.
Jets got to get this offensive line figured out. Because it doesn't matter who we have on the center, because these assholes can't hold the line. I don't mean, the fuck? I think there's a little fire over there. Whoa. Hold on. Oh, Jake, I might need you to call 911. Oh, shit. Oh, Jesus Christ. What the hell's going on here? Oh, my Lord. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh.
It's just so good. Rick says Lane's first call was pretty great too. Yeah, that's probably in my top 5, right? Top 3, maybe top 2. Lane's first ever call on the show that started the Lane Train era.
Let's go to Lane, who's up next. Hello, Lane.
Hey, oh, hi.
Hello, Lane.
How is everything? Yes.
You're on the air, Lane.
Oh, hello.
Hello, Lane.
Hi. So yeah, I'm happy about the way the Jets played today, and they moved the ball, and they did great. Look, okay. I mean, I know it was raining out. Did you see the game?
No, I didn't watch it. What happened?
Well, they won. And the other team lost.
Lane, thank you. Come on, man. That can't be a real call. Lane, call back anytime, man. The Jets won today, by the way, folks. I don't know if you guys saw the game. God.
On the 2022 draft pick, the pick goes to Knoble out of college.
Look where that original call then got us to. Amazing. Amazing. All right, almost done here. Carly says, favorite dipping sauce for chicken nuggies. Raisin cane sauce. Tom says, the Jake Asman Ring of Honor. That's what it should be, right? In honor of football. The Asmaniac Ring of Honor, Tom. I love it. Tom says, Lane's call was the Immaculate Conception. Changed the course of world history. It really did. Sarah says, Jake laughing is the best. Thank you, Sarah. But you're the real winner, Sarah. You have an Australian accent. We can't compete with that here in our country. Cincy Matt says, Addison and Sarah having a full-fledged date in the comments. Calm yo freaky down. Look, this is exactly what Lowski was talking about.
Calm your freaky down.
Oh, man. Johnny boy, blondes or brunettes? Yes. Greg says Lane and Green Bean are on vacation. Is Green Bean actually on vacation? I've heard a couple of people write this in. I love it. Let's see. Curly says PlayStation or Xbox. Growing up, it was PS2, and then it became Xbox. So I played both. I don't have either console right now, though, so I couldn't even tell you. Green Bean's taking a couple of months off. Okay. Self-imposed sabbatical from the internet for a month. Good for Green Bean. Steven says Ithaca greater than Cortland. Obviously. Cortland girls poop. Steven, you know that. I know that. We all know it. VR says Sbarro's or Olive Garden. It depends what you want. If you want an authentic New York slice, Sbarro's. If you want a full authentic Italian New York meal, Olive Garden. My Young, Big Ziti or lasagna? Lasagna. Boomtown, will you be keeping an eye on the NHL draft tonight or no interest in it? I mean, I'll check to see what the Islanders do, Boomtown, but I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't have vast knowledge of the draft. We'll see if there's any trades or anything notable that could happen. I really do like hockey. I'm a big Islanders fan, but it's my fourth. It's still my fourth sport. Like football's one, baseball probably two. Although I love the Knicks, so you can make a case. Basketball's two for me, and then hockey's four. But I mean, I consider myself a big Islanders fan, but you're a way bigger hockey fan than I am, Boomtown. VR, Bronny to the Lakers. Are we surprised? Let's see if the Jets could cover this kickoff here in Super Bowl III. Make the tackle. All right. Not terrible. Colts will start here at the 24-yard line. Man. Sarah says, when are you coming to Australia? More specifically, I'm going to botch this. How do I pronounce this, Sarah? Adelaide? I'm going to need the phonetic spelling on that. Sarah, I would love to get to Australia. I have no idea when. I would love to, though. It's always been a bucket list. Mike L., favorite all-time video game? Super Smash Bros. Or Mario Kart? Underrated game? Mario Superstar Baseball on the GameCube. All right, we got some phonetic spelling. Adelida. Legacy, what do you think of the Knicks' moves? Love them. They've gotten a lot better. Had to pay. OG, it's a lot, but you had no choice. You knew you were going to give them that. If they didn't, someone else would have. And, I mean, they added Bridges and didn't take away any of their players. I mean, the Knicks are a top 4 team in basketball right now. Are they better than Boston? We'll find out. All I'll say is it's hard to repeat. So you got to go for it if you're the Knicks. Big Will, what has happened to Matthew Trota? Nobody knows. Sarah says, Craig and I will look after you for sure. Adelaide. There we go. Adelaide. That's the phonetics pronunciation. Thank you to Sarah for making it easy. Some of you were like, I do that later in the chat, and it's hard to follow. Adelaide. There we go. Sarah, I would love to visit. Make sure I didn't miss any comments here. It's amazing. The show ended up being closer to 2 hours, and there's nothing going on right now. The power of the Asmaniacs. All right. On that note, we're going to wrap up the show. I'll be back in the later half of the afternoon because we still do 2 shows a day almost every day, Monday through Friday, plus a weekend show on either Saturday or Sunday. Before we wrap, a super chat at the buzzer. Jack A. writes in, summer's out. Can't wait to listen to Jake 2 times a day. Thank you, Jack. Welcome aboard. Glad to have you back in more often. All right. I saw a couple people were requesting a VR anthem. We dropped it on the show earlier this week. For those who missed it, the great VR has the anthem to get you set for the New York Jets 2024 season. I'll talk to you guys soon. Join the Patreon. If you want the link to the shirt, I'll have that for you in the Discord because it was VR's link that he posted in the Discord. JETS, Jets. Calm your freaky down.
This is for all New York, all New Jersey, all Jets fans all around the world. We're about to take off. We're about to take flight. Take your seatbelts off and stand in a loud and proud position. We are the New York Jets. We are the team to beat. We are the New York Jets, and we bringing that heat. We are the New York Jets, putting that on repeat. We are the New York Jets. We back up in these streets. Yeah. We are the New York Jets. Every other team just ain't a good bet. Flying high in the sky as the clouds pass by. And baby, this is our year, so others don't even try. From the Polo Ground to the stadium shade and the Meadowlands to MetLife where we played today. Just another Sunday, this is where we begin. Just another Sunday with a score to win. From Namath to Rodgers, Martin to Brees, Maynard, Crevette, and that Wilson release. We are the New York Jets, and our team is complete. And our number one defense is just bringing the heat. So come one, come all, and catch us defeat. Come one, come all, you're gonna need to retreat. We are the New York Jets, no other team can compete. And the Dolphin Bills and Pats just to take up that seat. We are the New York Jets, we are the team to beat. We are the New York Jets, and we bring in that heat. We are the New York Jets, putting that on repeat. We are the New York Jets, we back up in these streets. We are the New York Jets, we are the team to beat. We are the New York Jets, and we bring in that heat. We are the New York Jets, putting that on repeat. We are the New York Jets, we back up in these streets. Yo, I'm about to get offensive. Let's go! Aaron Rodgers, Taylor, Travis, Davis, Braylon, Brees, Tyler, Tip, Simpson, Moses, Vera, Tucker, Peace, Conquering Country, Boa, Rucker, Titus, getting free. Wilson, Williams, Corley, Lazard, Gibson, Dishon, Brownlee. In the heart of the city, standing tall as World Trade. Green and white, what we bleed on the field where we play. Woody pays the cost, so we the boss. And our defense is on fire, like hot sauce. And we number one, like hot sauce. Gangrene started with the sack exchange. Revis Silent Timing was like Doctor Strange. The Jets defense, yeah, we're ready to fight. Emerald status, bright and green and white. Sacking the quarterback is the game we claim. Quentin Williams rushing, bringing fire and pain. It's a family affair with Quincy hitting the backs. Jermaine Johnson's a beast, off the edge with attack. Sauce and DJ, wide out damage control. No receptions in the zone, straight traffic control. CJ Mosley the captain, leading with Jets pride. Linebacker king, always ready to ride. We are the New York Jets, we are the team to beat. We are the New York Jets, and we bring in the heat. We are the New York Jets, putting that on repeat. We are the New York Jets, we back up in these streets. We are the New York Jets, we are the team to beat. We are the New York Jets, we are bringing the heat. We are the New York Jets, putting that on repeat. We are the New York Jets, we back up in these streets.
What are you doing in here, cutie?
Watching football.
Who do you want to win?